Three, two, one.
Okay. Hippies. I don't know. Rocco is still doing the same thing. Like, I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing. I'm trying to fix it. Let me see. Okay, you said you can't hear me? Oh, thank you so much, Rocco, for helping me out over here. It's like it's acting like it's another window open and it's not. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, this is crazy, man. But what's up, hippies? This is the Wakey Bakey show. I don't know what's going on. But we got this. Okay, is it fixed? No. One. No, I'm about to start reading my book. This is the Wakey Bakey show. I'm gonna do a quick intro. Rocco, can you hear me now? Let me know. Can you hear me or no? It's better. Let's go. All right, hippies. What's up, hippies? My name is Monique. I am the founder of Hippie Vibes. What we do over here is that we advocate for clean cannabis consumption, and we help people start and scale their cannabis brands by offering them digital offers like licensing guides and vendor playbooks. As of lately, I've been helping people relocate to Vietnam, where I'm at currently. However, I am on a tea break, which means I am on a tolerance break. So I usually abstain from cannabis from the 1st to the 31st every year, just to show who's boss, you know? So I'm not doing any rips, but I do have my 448 shirt on just to let y'all know what's going down. So this is the second Wakey Bakey show of 2026. Drop some fire in the chat for that. We are reading we are reading The Mastery of Love. I was thinking about Never Get Angry Again. We just finished up Never Get Angry Again. But we are reading The Mastery of Love by Don Ruiz. Don Ruiz is a beautiful author. He actually created hippies. Oh my God. Hold on. My daughter is like, yeah, it's like, niggas like stopping me. Ah. Okay. Let's throw this up real quick. Let's throw this up. Give me 1 second. Now it's because I can't find what I'm looking for. But give me 1 second. Okay, hippies, I am back. Thank y'all so much for waiting. You like the intro and the outro? Super fire, right? Thank you so much. I do my best. I do my best with what I got. All right, so we are back, hippies. So, like I said, Don Ruiz is the author of the Four Agreements, but he has made a host of books. Okay, him and his son. All right. So I love that people be on here, the hippies be on here at 6 a.m. in the morning to get their mind right. So we always get our mind right. And usually I do a rip. I'm a dabber, so I usually do a rip and then we do a book read. But since we're on the tea break, since Miss Girl's on tea break, we're gonna go right into the book read, okay? I do have about 15, 20 minutes to read with y'all, and then I got to get up out of here, okay? So we were on people that's following along, page 25, chapter 2. It says the loss of innocence. Humans by nature are very sensitive beings. We are so emotional because we perceive everything with our emotional body. I forgot to ask y'all how y'all feeling today. It's Tuesday. How y'all feeling? It's going. This is the is this the second Tuesday of the year or the first Tuesday of the year? This is the first Tuesday of the year. Like, how y'all feeling? Y'all feeling like 2026 y'all year? I'm feeling like 2026 is my year as well. I want to let y'all know that. But it says humans by nature are very sensitive beings. We are so emotional because we perceive everything with our emotional body. The emotional body is like a radio that can be tuned to perceive certain frequencies or to react to certain frequencies. The normal frequency of human before domestication just means what somebody then imprinted on our life. Like our parents, they wanted us to be this, or the pastors wanted us to be this, or the religions wanted us to be this. That is domestication. So the normal frequency of humans before domestication is to explore and to enjoy life. We are tuned to love. As children, we just hold on. As children, we don't have any definition of love as an abstract concept. We just live love. It's the way we are. The emotional body has a component like an alarm system to let us know when something is wrong. It is the same with the physical body. It has an alarm system to let us know something is wrong with our body. We call this pain. When we feel pain, it is because there is something wrong with the body that we have to look at and fix. The alarm system for the emotional body is fear. The alarm system for the it's fear. When we feel fear, it's because there's something wrong. Perhaps we are in danger or losing our life. Okay, perhaps we are in danger of losing our life. The emotional body perceives emotions, but not through the eyes. We perceive emotions through our emotional body. Children just feel emotions, and their reasoning mind doesn't interpret or question them. This is why children accept people and reject other people. When they don't feel confident around someone, they reject that person because they can feel the emotions that person is projecting. Children can easily perceive someone is thinking. Their alarm system generates a little fear that says stay away, and they follow their instinct. They stay away. We learn to be emotional according to the emotional energy of our home and our personal reaction to that energy. So domestication is started in the house. Okay, we learn fear. We learn all these things in the house. Okay, hippies. What's up, retake fam? We learn to be emotional according to the emotional energy in our homes and our personal reaction to that energy. That is why every brother and sister will react differently according to how they learn to defend themselves and adapt to different circumstances. When our parents are constantly fighting, when there is disharmony, disrespect, and lies, we learn that the emotional way of being like them. Okay? Even if they tell us not to be that way or not to lie, the emotional energy of our parents, of our entire family, will make us perceive the world is a similar way. See, we learn this as children. All right. That's why you got to be careful what you allow in your ear gates, because now you're protecting your child in so many words, or your sister or your brother, depending on what side of the fence you on. Okay. So drop a one if y'all tracking. Drop a one if y'all understand what I'm putting down. The emotional energy that lives in our home is going to tune our energy body to that frequency. So if it's harmony, your body's going to tune the harmony. If it's fear, it's going to tune the fear. Like my granddaddy, y'all, rest his soul. I've been thinking about him lately because I'm in Vietnam at the moment. And he fought, he was the police at the war in Vietnam. However, when he came home from the war, later on in life, when I met him, he was just this evil man, right? He was this evil man, and I can just imagine what his house was like. My granddad, he was very like evil, but he was strict and he was loving at the same time. So he had a lot of different energies. But all these things, thank you, Rocco. I'm glad you're tracking. All these things started in his household. You know what I mean? And gradually, he picked up things along the way, maybe from his friends, maybe from his wife, all these things. It says we play the game of adults. Okay, okay, hold on. The emotional body starts to change its tune and is no longer the normal tune of human beings. We play the game of the adults. We play the game of the outside dream, and we lose. We lose our innocence. We lose our freedom. We lose our happiness, and we lose our tendency to love. We are forced to change, and we start perceiving another world, another reality, the reality of injustice, the reality of emotional pain, the reality of emotional poison. Welcome to hell. See, then we began to create hell for ourselves, hippies. The hell that humans create, which is the dream of the planet. We are welcome into that hell, but we don't invent it personally. It was here before we were born. You can see how real love and freedom are destroyed by looking at children. Imagine a child 2 or 3 years old running and having fun in the park. Mom is there watching the little guy, and she's afraid he may fall and hurt himself. At a certain point, she wants to stop him, and the child thinks mom is playing with him too. So he tries to run faster from her. Cars are passing the street nearby, which makes mom even more afraid. And finally, she catches him. The child is expecting her to play, and she spanks him. Boom! It's a shock. The child happiness was the expression of love coming out of him. He does not understand why she is acting this way. This is a shock that stops love. Okay, this is a shock that stops love little by little over time. The child does not understand words, but even so, he can't question why. Hey, Miss, running and playing is an expression of love, but it's no longer safe because your parents punish you even when you express your love. They send you to your room and you cannot do what you want to do. They tell you that you are being a bad boy or a bad girl and push you down. That means punishment. In that system of reward and punishment, there is a system of justice and injustice. Yes, I am, Missy. Is it water in there? Are you telling me the truth? No, dump that water out. Well, finish playing in the bathroom, please. I gave you two options. Either dump it out or you can play in the bathroom, okay? Thank you. In that system of reward and punishment, there's a sense of justice and injustice. What is fair and what is not fair? The sense of injustice is like a knife that opens an emotional wound in the mind. Then, according to our reaction to injustice, the wound may get affected with emotional poison. Why do some wounds get affected? Let's look at another example. Ah, excuse me. Imagine that you are 2 or 3 years old. You are happy and you are playing and you are exploring. You are conscious of what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. What you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, because you are not yet domesticated. You are playing in the living room with whatever's around you. You don't have any bad intentions. You don't try to hurt anything, but you are playing with your daddy's guitar. For you, it's just a toy. You don't try to hurt your daddy at all. But your father's having one of those days he doesn't feel right. He has a problem in his business. He goes into the living room and finds you playing with his things. He gets mad right away. He grabs you and spanks you. This is injustice from your point of view. Your father just comes and with anger he hurts you. This was someone you trusted completely because he is your daddy. Someone who usually protects you and allows you to play and allows you to be you. Now there's something that doesn't quite fit. The sense of injustice is like a pain in your heart. You feel sensitive, it hurts, it makes you cry. But you cry not because he spanked you. It's the physical aggression that hurts you. It's the emotional aggressions you feel not fair. You didn't do anything. Yes, Missy? Oh, Use the pool that's in there. Okay, well, you have to dump the water if you're gonna sit them here. You gonna be careful with the water? Okay. Okay. Excuse me, hippies. Oh, I just seen this. How did you get first? Wait, am I second? Why did you say you're not supposed to say the age in the internet? I'm 8. I'm a kid. Wait, what? Oh, y'all talking to each other. Okay, what? What she's reading? I'm a kid. I'm 8. Why did you say that you're supposed to say your age in the internet? Why am I second? How did you get first? Never mind. Okay. Well, I'm reading Never Get No, I'm reading The Mastery of Love by Naru and Hippies. That's what I'm reading. That is what I'm reading, okay? I'm sorry, Rocco. I'm just not seeing this. And then I see Deshaun said something. So if you have a question, just drop it in the chat, okay? What's that? Yes. 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 But you can't eat it after you do that, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, you said it's okay. Rocco, what was you saying? Was you talking to the other person in the chat? I'm confused. I'm sorry. Okay. The sense of injustice opens a wound in your mind. Your emotional body is wounded, and it's not, and this, okay, it's wounded, and that moment you lose a little part of your innocence. You learn that you cannot always trust your father, even if your mind doesn't know that yet. Because your mind doesn't analyze, it still understands. I cannot trust. Your emotional body tells you there is something that you cannot trust, that something can be repeated. Your reaction may be fear, your reaction may be anger or being shy or just crying. But the reaction is already emotional poison because the normal reaction before domestication is that your daddy speaks you and you want to hit him back. You hit him back or just attempt to put your hand up, and that makes your father even madder at you. The reaction of your father for just putting your hand up against his is the worst punishment. Now you know he will destroy you. Now you are afraid of him. You no longer defend yourself because you know it will only make things worse. This is how domestication happens. Okay? And distrust happens with parents and children. You still don't understand why. You know your father could even kill you. This opens a fierce wound in your mind. Before this, your mind was completely healthy. You were completely innocent. This the reasoning mind tries to do something with the experience. You learn to react in a certain way, your personal way. You keep the emotions with you, and it changes your way of life. This experience will repeat itself more often now. Injustice will come from mom and dad, from brothers and sisters, from us and uncles, from school, from society, from everyone. With each fear, you learn to defend yourself, but not the way you did before domestication. When you would defend yourself and just keep playing. Now there is something inside the wound that at first is not a big problem. Emotional poison. The emotional poison accumulates. All this happens at the child through the house, and they're talking about how it feels over as you get older. Okay? The emotional poison accumulates, and the mind begins to play with the poison. Now we start to worry a little bit about the future. We have the memory of the poison. We don't want it to happen again. We also have memories of being accepted. Remember mom and dad being good to us and living with harmony. We want the harmony, but we don't know how to create it. And because we are inside the bubble of our own perception, whatever happens around us now seems as if it's because of us. Okay? Then they begin to blame themselves. No problem, Rocco. You have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Wakey Bakey Show. Make sure you shoot me a follow. We believe mom and dad fight because of us, even if it doesn't have anything to do with us. Little by little, we lose our innocence. We start to feel resentment. Then we no longer forgive. Over time, these incidents and interactions let us know it's not safe to be who we really are. Of course, this is very Of course, this will intense will very intensely with each human according to intensely with each human according to his intelligence, his education. It will depend on how many things. It will depend on many things. If you are lucky, the domestication is not that strong. But if you are not so lucky, the domestication will be so strong and the wounds will be so deep. And you can even be afraid to speak. The result is, I'm shy. Shyness is the fear of expressing yourself. Shyness is the fear of expressing yourself. Okay? And that happened as a child. Yes? Yes. Mm-hmm. You may believe you don't know how to dance or how to sing, but this is just a repression of the human instinct to express love. Humans use fear to domesticate humans, and our fear increases with experience of justice. The sense of injustice is the knife that opens a wound in our emotional body. Poison is by, is it a toy or is it a fluffy? No, you can take the fluffy in that, Missy. If it's a toy, yes. Yeah, you can take it with emotional poison is created by our reaction to what we consider injustice. Some wounds will heal, others will become infected with more and more poison. Once we are full of emotional poison, we have the need to release it. We practice releasing the poison by sending it to someone else. This is how anger is formulated, hippies. How do we do this? By hooking that person's attention. Let's take an example of an ordinary couple. For whatever reason, the wife is mad. She has a lot of emotional poison from the injustice that comes from her husband. The husband is not home, but she remembers the injustice and the poison is growing inside her. When the husbands come home, the first thing she wants to do is cook to his attention because once she gets his attention, all the poison can go to her husband and she can feel that relief. How many of us been in relationships like this? As soon as she tells him how bad he is, how stupid or how unfair he is, the poison she has inside her is transferred to the husband. See, yes, Missy. No, 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 no. I have camera on, and you don't have on your pajamas. Okay? Yes, yes, you can. Um, I was going to say some hippies. Give me a second. She keeps talking and talking until she gets his attention. The husband finally reacts and gets mad. She feels better. But now the poison is going through him, and he has to get even. He has to hook attention and release the poison. That's what I'm saying. Energy can only be transferred, okay? It can only be transferred. It's an exchange, all right? And you can only give what you have. You can't give what you don't have, all right? She already had anger inside her. Thank God we read the book, Never Get Angry Again, because yeah, it just did it. But it's not just her poison, it's her poison plus his poison. If you look at this interaction, you will see that they touching each other's wounds and playing ping pong with emotional poison. The poison keeps growing and growing until someday one of them is going to explode. This is often how humans relate to each other by hooking the attention. The energy goes from one person to another person. The attention is something very powerful in the human mind. Everyone around the world is hunting the attention of others all the time. Yes, Missy, that's all you bring in. That's all you bring in. Do the other balloon. Okay, grab it. When we capture the attention, hold on. We capture the attention. We create channels of communication. The dream is transferred. Power is transferred, but emotional poison is transferred too. Usually, we release the poison with the person we think is responsible for the injustice. But if that person is so powerful that we cannot send it to him, we don't care who we send it to. We send it to the little ones who have no defense against us. And that is how abusive relationships are formed. See, abuse starts in the house, okay? By exchanging emotional poison. And that's why you have to do the work. So, in my humble opinion, in order to create great humans, it starts in the house. So if you work on yourself by reading these self-help books, it will help you when it's your time to leave an imprint on a human being, you a baby human being, right? A new human being. It won't be abuse, okay? It won't be abuse because it's nothing but emotional poison. Okay, hold on. And that is how abusive relationships are formed. And this is how abusive relationships are formed. The people of power abuse the people who has less power because they need to release their emotional poison. We have the need to release the poison, and sometimes we don't want justice. We want to release, and we want peace, and we want peace. That is why humans are hunting power all the time because the more powerful we are, the easier it is to release the poison to the ones who cannot defend themselves. Dang, this sound like America. This just sound like America. Enzo, what's the wordy? What's the wordy? We are reading the masculine love. Okay. Of course, we are talking about relationships in hell. We are talking, okay, of course, we are talking about relationships in hell. We are talking about mental disease that exists on the planet. There is no one to blame for this disease. It is not good or bad or right or wrong. It is simply the normal pathology of this disease. No one is guilty for being abusive, just as people on that imaginary planet are not guilty because their skin is sick. You are not guilty because you have wounds infected with poison. When you are physically sick or injured, you don't blame yourself or feel guilty. Then why feel bad or feel guilty because your emotional body is sick? What is important is to have the awareness that we all have this problem. If we have the awareness, we have the opportunity to heal our emotional body. Can I just say that? Can I just say that before we work on ourselves? That's why we have to work on ourselves. We have to be aware that we all fall short of the glory. Okay? No, I'm not a Bible thumper or a theologian. You understand? No one is perfect, but we're all perfect in our own way if you're tracking. Our emotional mind and stop. Okay. If we have the awareness, we have the opportunity to heal our emotional body, our emotional mind, and stop the suffering. Without the awareness, there is nothing we can do. Yes, we are fluffy yet. Leave it in there, Missy. Okay, we'll wash it in the washer. Mm, Missy, I want to wash the fluffy in there, okay? Because I want to wash it in the washer, not in there. It's okay. I gave you all your balloons, all your toys. Okay. The only thing we can do is keep suffering from the interaction with other humans, not just with other humans, the interaction with our own self. No, 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 you can't bring the reindeer. Okay, hippies, I'm gonna end this in 5 minutes, okay? Let me see how long. We, we almost on chapter 3. We're already almost on chapter 1. Missy, that's all the toys. Okay, I'm getting off with the hippies and then we just can just come out of there, okay? Yeah. Okay. The only thing we can okay. What's up, Captain B? What's up, Captain B down? Who's Captain B down? Captain B down be beaten down. Yeah. Missy, go ahead, finish because I'm finna take you out of there. All right, I'm back, hippies. For a few seconds. 5 minutes. Yes. 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 Okay, hippies, we're back. What's good? Happy New Year to you, Captain. We are reading The Mastery of Love, by the way, by Don Ruiz. This is the first book read. Well, this is the second book read of 2026. Happy New Year. It's always a pleasure to see you, Captain. Hope you out there doing the beat down. Hope you was beating it down, baby. Hope you giving the people what they need. It says the only thing we can do is keep suffering from the interaction with other humans, not just with other humans, the interactions with our own self, because we also touch our own wounds just to be punished. So you tell yourself, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, all these things, I'm not good enough, I don't, all these things. This is us touching our own wounds and inflicting emotional poison on ourselves, okay? And our minds, we create that part of us that is always judging. The judge is judging everything we do, everything we don't do, everything we feel, everything we don't feel. We are judging ourselves all the time, and we are judging everyone else all the time based on what we believe and based on the sense of justice and injustice. Of course, we find ourselves guilty. We need to be punished. The other part of our mind that receives the judgment and has the need to be punished is the victim. The the part of us says, for me, I'm not good enough. Didn't I just say that? I'm not strong enough. I'm not intelligent enough. Why should I try? When we were a child, you cannot choose what to believe and what not to believe. The judge and the victim are based on all the false beliefs you didn't choose. When the information went into your mind, you were innocent. You believed everything. The belief system was put aside you like a program by the outside dream, which could have been your parents, your friends, your uncles, all these things, religion, all these things could have been put inside your own dream, domestication. You believed everything. The belief system was put inside you like a program by the outside dream. The Toltecs called this program the parasite. So these people, you put in parasites. Do y'all remember that movie? Is it called The Parasite? Let me see. Let me see. Is it called The Parasite? It's an older movie, but it's even an anime I think called Parasite. But I'm just thinking about it, like it just made me really think about that. Like, whoa, these be parasites. The human mind is sick because it has a parasite that steals its vital energy and robs it of its joy. The parasite is all of those beliefs that make you suffer. Those beliefs are so strong that years later, when you learn how concepts and try to make your own decisions, you find those beliefs still control your life. Okay? Sometimes the little child in you comes out, the real you that stays at the age of 2 or 3 years old. You are living in a moment and having fun, but there is something pulling you back. Something inside feels unworthy of having too much fun. Inner voice tells you that happiness is too good to be true. It isn't right to be too happy. All the guilt, all the blame, all the emotional poison in your emotional body keep pulling you back to the world of drama. Let me see. Okay. The parasite spreads like a disease from our grandparents to our parents to ourselves, and then we give it to our children. I was just saying it be generational. Domestication is generational. Okay, we put all these programs inside our children the same way we train a dog. Humans are domesticated animals, and this domestication leads us into the drama of hell. We live in fear. The food for the parasite is the emotions that come from fear. Before we get the parasite, we enjoy life. We play. We are happy like little children. But after all that garbage is put into our minds, we are no longer happy. We learn to be right and make everyone else wrong. The need to be right is the result of trying to protect the image we want to project to the outside. We have to impose our way of thinking, not just into humans, but even upon ourselves. With awareness, we can easily understand why relationships don't work with our parents, with our children, with our friends, with our partner. Okay, Missy? Yes. With our parents, with our children, with our friends, with our partner, even with ourselves. Why doesn't the relationship with ourselves work? Because we are wounded and we all have the emotional poison that we can hardly handle. We are full of poison because we grew up with the image of perfection that is not true, which does not exist, and in our mind isn't fair. We have seen what time is it, hippies? We got 4 minutes. We have seen how we create that image of perfection to please other people. Even though we create their own, even though they create their own drama that has nothing to do with us, we try to please mom and dad. We try to please our teacher, our minister, our religion, and God. But the truth is that form, that from their point of view, we are never going to be perfect. The image of perfection tells us how we should be in order to acknowledge that we are good. In order to accept ourselves, but guess what? This is the biggest lie we believe about ourselves. Because we never, I thought you was going to be careful with the water. Okay. Because we are never going to be perfect, and there's no way that we can forgive ourselves for not being perfect. The image of perfection changes the way we dream. We learn to deny ourselves and reject ourselves. We are never good enough and right enough or clean enough. Okay, give me a second. Use the cover. Come on, Higgies. Missy, don't act like that. Don't act like that. Don't act like that. You're welcome. Okay, hippies, I'm back. We is almost done. We is almost done, hippies. It says, yes. It says, this is the biggest lie we believe about ourselves because we are never going to be perfect. There's no way that we can forgive ourselves for not being perfect. The image of perfection changes the way we dream. We learn to deny ourselves and reject ourselves. We are never good enough or right enough or clean enough or healthy enough. According to all these beliefs we have, there's always something the judge can never accept or forgive, which the judge be ourselves. This is why we reject our own humanity. That is why we never deserve to be happy. And that is why we are searching for someone who abuses us, someone who will punish us. We have a very high level of self abuse because of that image of perfection. When we reject ourselves, we judge ourselves and find ourselves guilty and punish ourselves so much it looks like there is no love. It looks like there is only punishment, only suffering, only judgment in this world. Hell has many different levels. Hell has many different levels, hippies. Okay? Hell, HE double hockey stick. All right? Hell has many different levels. There are very abusive relationships in hell, and relationships are hardly any abuse. Okay, are very abuse. Okay, there are very abusive relationships in hell, and relationships with hardly abuse. So there, you can have a relationship that you're in hell with, and you can have relationships that you're in heaven with. Okay, you are no longer a child, and if you have an abusive relationship, it is because you accept that abuse because you believe you deserve it. You have a limit to the amount of abuse you would accept. But no one in the whole world abuses you more than you abuse yourself. No one in the world. Nowhere in the world. The limit of self-abuse is the limit you would tolerate from other people. If someone abuses you more than you abuse yourself, you walk away, you run, you escape. But if someone abuses you a little less than you abuse yourself, perhaps you stay longer. You still deserve that abuse. Usually in a normal relationship in hell, it's about payment for injustice. It's about getting even. I abuse you the way you need to be abused, and you abuse me the way I need to be abused. We have a good equilibrium. It works. Of course, energy attracts that same kind of energy. The same, okay, and it works. Of course, energy attracts the same kind of energy. Energy attracts energy, okay? That's why you cannot give what you don't have. The same vibration. If someone comes to you and say yes, if someone comes to you and says, "Oh, I am so abused," and you ask, "Well, why do you stay there?" He doesn't even know why. The truth is, he needs that abuse because that is the way he punishes himself. Life brings you exactly what you need. There is perfect. Life brings you to exactly what you need. There is perfect injustice in hell. There is nothing to blame. We even say that our suffering is a gift. If you just open your eyes, see what is around you, is exactly what you need to clean your poison, to heal your wounds, to accept yourself, and to get out of hell. All these things, nothing happens by having sin. Happens sin. I guess I'm saying that right. Nothing happens by coincidence. Everything happens for your good. And it says right here that if you're being abused, it's because you need to get out of that abuse, right? If you're being lied to, it's because God allowed or you're the creator or whatever you believe in allowed it so that you can analyze it and say, okay, no more. I'm no longer going to deal with the emotional poison, right? Or the domestication. Okay. So that's that hippies. Missy, you just had crunchy. Oh yeah, you can have the rest of it. Okay. We are already on chapter 3. We'll be done with this book by the probably by the middle of January. So we may do 2 book reads in January. I hope so. But if not, we'll be done with this at the end of January. And then by that time, I can really be up on Founders Mode. And and you'll be able to go on the next book. Okay, hippies? And I do want to mention that if you're on retake, Founder Mode is live and your coin is your project. So build something useful, build, build something. Okay, Missy. Here you go. You're welcome. So on Founders Mode, build something impactful. It could be a game, it could be a script, it can be AI, vibe coding, it can be anything, okay? But it has to be useful, all right? And you gotta be building it. And if you're on a retake chat, they have a form that you can fill out that they'll be able to keep track of you building because when hackathon comes, it's 3 judges and you'll be able to win some coin ones. Okay? So until next time, hippies, that is the Wakey Bakey show. I appreciate y'all for being here and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.